Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Hall Family Wines Happy Hour. My name is Catherine Walt Hall. I'm really glad that you joined today. We have a wonderful conversation up ahead with the fascinating John Leguizamo. And we're going to be drinking some wonderful wines. Among them is the one that I'm drinking right now, which is our newest wine from the Baca label. It's called Stargazing, and it's made from some grapes that are popular in France, but not yet very well known in the US, Roussanne and Marsanne grapes. So the wine is very full bodied. It's got a lot of flavor in it, but still lots of minerality. So it's a wonderful wine to be sipping along with eating. So I'm going to be enjoying that. Now we've got, as you know, the wineries are closed for on-site tastings, but we do have our website that's up and running, so you can order wines and have it shipped to you. And on top of that, you can, on the website, order a bespoke tasting. We're doing a lot of virtual tastings this year. So if you and your family or your friends want to get together on a Zoom call and taste some wine with one of our wine educators, senior wine educators, they're there for you. And so check it out online. So our guest today is John Leguizamo, who is just author, writer, director, stand-up comedian, so many things. He's amazingly versatile and just an activist. And I'm really excited to bring him on. So, John, are you there?
I'm here. You forgot to say wine lover.
And wine lover. Yes, of course.
That's the big reason we're here.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
Yay.
Here's mud in your eye, as we used to say.
This is good, huh?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. I like it.
It's not too fruity, not too sweet, not cloying, not too dry. I like it right in the middle.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's why in France it's so popular. We just haven't brought this wine to the US much yet. So that makes it really fun for us to be.
Well, if the French like it, they're snobby, then it's got to be real good. You're already ahead of the game.
By the way, speaking of France, you're not that far from it right now. You're in London as we speak, right?
I'm in London under serious lockdown. I mean, I don't know if anybody's been to London, but it's like New York City. It's chaos. Yeah. But it's right now, it's like an apocalypse. There's nobody on the streets. I love it.
Yeah. Oh,
I get everywhere like that.
But I mean, it's crazy to be. I mean, London was the first that got hit with this next strain, and my gosh. So
I had a quarantine, and I didn't have your great wines because that would have helped the first 10 days go a lot quicker. That's for sure, yeah.
So can you tell us what you're doing over there?
I'm shooting an Amazon series based on a big book called The Power. You got to look it up because it's it's women take over the world, and it's fascinating, as they should.
Well, we know that's going to happen.
We men are subjugated to them, which is the way I like to be.
Okay, you are. Well, I mean, how does it, if you're filming and you're under COVID, how does that work? That's got to impact how you shoot.
Oh, yeah. We have to be in a bubble. We're tested every day. Everyone who's around us. My driver gets tested every day. We get temperature checks twice a day. And, if there's people there reminding you, keep your distance, put your mask back on after rehearsal, everybody's very respectful because nobody wants to be the patient zero. None of us want to be the guy who shuts the whole production down. So everybody takes it seriously.
So, in the US, we have had, for months, we had so many people who were not taking masking seriously, which has contributed to a lot of our problems. Are you seeing that in London or?
The lockdown here is serious. I mean, no stores are open. Restaurants are closed, only some takeout places. But you don't see that much traffic. People are just staying home. So I think they are being respectful to it this time around.
Yeah, yeah. And you're probably just not seeing many people.
I'm in my room
Yeah.
20,
So are you in is it a
24/7.
hotel room or
What?
are you in a hotel or
Yeah,
a,
yeah. I'm the
yeah,
only person in my hotel. Yeah,
really?
pretty wild. Like the lounges are empty, the business center, the gym, the bowling alley, they have a discotheque. You'll see me there at night by myself after all these bottles of wine. After the Stargazer, I'm gonna be in that discotheque by myself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 So you've been watching the election from overseas, and I know you were pretty active uh, in the election at home.
Oh yeah, no, it was like a breath of air. Even the British people coming out to me, oh, you must be so happy now that everything's totally different and we're back to normal. And I was like, yeah, yeah, you know how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a great feeling to know that you don't have to wake up and think, oh, what isn't being destroyed today? What is under attack? Who's being, assaulted? And no, now, real COVID rules. The dreamers have been given a chance to be Americans. I did this show called Latin History for Morons on Broadway, and I had invited 300 dreamers, and these kids were so beautiful. They were all in graduate school. Most of them wanted to be lawyers and doctors. I mean, they were overachievers. I mean, they were such a great contribution to America, and to put them in limbo is kind of a tragic thing. But Biden's fixing that.
Yeah.
To Biden.
Actually, yeah.
This is the perfect white to toast
President
Biden.
Biden. So I don't know that you saw the news today, but the Anthony Fauci, I've never seen him laugh before. He was like a very happy guy.
To see Fauci laugh is pretty funny. I mean, the little New Yorker, he's got such a crazy voice. He talks like that.
Yeah.
He's like the other Bernie. They both of them probably grew up together, talking like this all day long. It's incredible.
So we need to try another wine. I want you to have one of our red wines.
I got to say, this white one is beautiful. I mean, it's so smooth, so rich. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm usually not a big fan of white wine. My wife is. She loves the white wine. So which one?
Good. So this is a Pinot Noir. It's from down by Santa Barbara, and I'm going to pass this bottle through the magic of the internet all the way over to you there in London.
Oh, wow.
And you got it.
Thank you. Well, this is nice.
This is a miracle. Nice. Yeah.
Just pour a little bit right here.
Yes.
Let it air.
We don't have to deal with customs or any of that when we can send it over the internet like that. So, well, cheers.
Cheers to you and your great wines.
You. So on a Pinot Noir, I think you sort of expect to have these sort of bright cherry type flavors, and that really, for me, is exploding in the glass. Are you getting that
yes, it is.
Fruit on the nose?
Mm-hmm. A little fruitier, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think so too. It's just, Pinot Noir has been traditionally, well, they call it claret, but they in England, but the Brits were just so in love with Burgundy wines. And so you get a lot of French Burgundies over there, but I will stack our California and Oregon Pinot Noirs up against a French Burgundy.
I want to see you do that. I want to see that Pinot Noir challenge.
Yeah.
Kicking some French butt.
Yeah. So.
And what do you normally drink this with? Is it more like for social gatherings, or is it for food? I mean, does wine have is one for hanging out and one for eating? Does wine have that kind of designation?
Well, I think wine is good for, I drink wine all the time. So
you can't say, don't say it on the air. Don't say it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I drink.
Well, nobody. Don't tell anybody. But Pinot Noir is traditionally a wine that is made and considered perfect for pairing with food, and the reason for that is that it has a lot of acidity. It's very bright. It's got wonderful flavors, but it's not really a heavy, big wine. So it doesn't overpower the dish that it's paired with.
Right, right. You feel that. You feel this is light,
Yeah.
but it has a little body, but not overpowering.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So what kind of foods would it go with? I mean, particularly, like, is
Oh,
it
well,
more,
actually, I mean, I love it with fish. Uh,
so you can
and
do red with fish.
oh, totally,
Oh, I didn't know that.
totally, totally. Uh, you wouldn't do a Cabernet with fish or necessarily unless it was a really thick, creamy sauce. But I like it because it sort of cuts through sort of butter. Like for me, I love sole meuniere in with a little sort of butter on the sole, and I think it's wonderful with that. Uh, I mean, I actually think you could do a Pinot Noir with pretty much any dish that is that's sort of not really savory, like a big steak. You know?
Right, right. Like, does this
So,
go good with pasta as well?
oh, totally, totally. I drink it all the
Feels
time
like
with
it would.
pasta. I think it's wonderful with pasta, and especially with if it's got like a big, thick, buttery sauce. I think it's wonderful with pasta because there's a lot of fat in the sauce, and then the sort of the acidity in this
Oh
wine.
my
I
God, you
think
make
is a
me so
really
hungry.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to
Well,
call
oh,
room
right at
service.
11 o'clock at
I'm
night.
gonna
I doubt it.
can I get a bolognese up here right away? Thank you.
Wait a minute. Are there people there? So those people who live in this hotel, who work in this hotel, must be very happy that you're there because they have a
They,
job. Huh?
they act like I'm royal family. I mean, the way they look at me, like, oh, Jordan, is there anything else I can get for you? Would you like another bolognese? Would you like another glass of red wine? They're so happy to see me, and I try to tip heavy because I know they don't have much business. So, I'm constantly going to the ATM machine.
Oh, that's really nice.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah, we got an
Jill.
extra tip now. I think this is the time you got an extra tip because all the restaurant industries and service industries need the extra little boost from us.
How true is that?
Mm.
And so many of the restaurant business in America is just kaput.
Oh,
And
sad.
and as you well know, so many of the people who work in that industry are Latinx.
Oh, yeah.
It's really hitting disproportionately a segment of our community that needs protection anyway.
Yeah, I mean the thing with Latinx that I mean we're having the most casualties in the whole United States because we're service industry. We're frontliners. We're the ones doing all the service industry, and we have to go to work. We have to be in contact. I mean, obviously not me because I'm a lucky 1%er, so I don't have to work that way. I can work on Zoom and make a living, but not everybody has that privilege. So we got to be respectful. Yeah.
So really, so true. I mean, all of hospitality.
Yeah. But it's interesting. New York. I don't know if California, but in New York, we have a huge outdoor restaurant situation going on, and it's thriving. I mean, you sit out there with your gloves, your hoodie, you're freezing, your food gets cold in 5 seconds, but you're having a great time because we need to socialize. We're social animals.
So true. Yeah, we at the wineries we used to be able to have tastings inside and greet our guests because we make wine, but we're really in the hospitality business. But then we could only do tastings outside, so we went through some of that. Although the weather is a little more clement in Napa, and then now we can't see anybody. So, but
you can't do it. There's no outdoor in California.
No.
See, with New York, we're allowed
only
outdoor. No, there's no indoor. Indoor was taken away.
Yeah, indoor is totally gone, and I think so. It's just been really hard on all the businesses. So let me say to our guests who are watching that I know you're watching and you love John, and John has very graciously said that he will answer some questions. And as we all know, John always really watches very carefully what he will say. He will be, as you know, he will be candid. So anyway, ask
bring it. Ask whatever you want. That there's nothing too shameful or too highbrow. I can do it all.
I love it
because I'm on my second glass. By the third, I'll be taking my shirt off.
Wait for the third, and the questions are going to be great. We have one more wine coming. So anyway, we have a game, John, that I would just love to play with you. It's called Sip or Spill. The idea is that I will ask you some questions,
Okay.
and you either spill the beans or you can take a sip. So I like it. Are you game?
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, deal.
Bring it.
Okay.
Bring it.
Here we go.
Come on. Come on. Bring it. Bring it.
What's a role that you wanted but didn't get and that you regret still?
Oh man. That's a good question because
You can take a sip, by the way, if you want.
Yeah. No, I like being bitter. It was Philadelphia. I was supposed to play Tom Hanks' lover in Philadelphia, but I just didn't think Tom Hanks was good looking enough for me. But then it went on to win Academy Awards, and I won the John, how can you be so stupid award for my wife.
Oh my gosh, that was great. Yeah. By the way, we all just watched Tom Hanks.
Oh, he's so great. I can watch him in anything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was really great. Okay, next question. Well, as we know, you are outspoken. You say your mind. So my question is, what's something that you have said about someone that you wish you hadn't?
Ooh. Yeah. I got into a lot of problems with that. I'm not going to do it again. No. I got into a lot of trouble.
You and to candor, honestly, I admire that.
That candor got me into a lawsuit. So yeah.
Okay, done. Okay, let's talk about your kids, Allegra and Ryder. What do you want them to be when they grow up?
Oh, well, when they're little kids, I wanted them to be lawyers and doctors and then now that they're in their 20s, it's like, you are what you want to be. I'm just here to boost you. My daughter wants to be an actress. She's going to follow my footsteps, and she's a great actress. She did a short that went to Sundance. She went to South by Southwest, which is a big deal. She won all these awards. She's super talented. My son wants to be a banker. He wants to be the opposite of his father, which is fine with me.
I think that is such a tribute to you or to any parent whose children go in diverse paths, because that really says that you allow a child to develop as they want.
Well, I agree with you. I think as a parent, we want them to follow their bliss, and their bliss is not necessarily ours. And we have to be able to let go and let them find their real happiness. Because my dad wanted me to be a businessman. My dad was a businessman. And I was like, no, I'm going to be an artist. And he was like, what? We didn't come to this country for you to be worse than us. And I didn't listen. And luckily things turned out okay, because there were some times where like, oh, maybe he was right.
Oh my goodness. So is your dad around? Does he see your success?
Yeah, he lives in Florida. He digs what I'm doing.
Oh, well, he should. Oh my gosh. You gotta be so proud. All right. You've worked with so many amazing and talented people. Let's see. I'll ask you this in two different ways. First of all, who did you like the most? Who would you say you have enjoyed the most? And you know what my next question is going to be.
Yeah, the opposite. Yeah. I have had the pleasure and the luck of working with some great talented people in the movie business, and some generous souls and beautiful spirits. I love working with Ethan Hawke. We're doing a Waiting for Godot right now. It's the first time that it's being allowed to be filmed. And with Wallace Shawn.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing it as a Zoom play. He's Vladimir Estragon or Gogo. Wallace Shawn is in it. He plays Lucky, and Tariq from The Roots, which you see on Jimmy Fallon. He plays Pazzo. And I don't know. I find Ethan to be one of the most generous spirits, always complimentary, always looking for the best in people. He's a true philosopher. I love that cat.
Is that important when you're working with an actor to be another actor, to feel sort of the support, to feel the love from them?
I think it's important in anything you do. I mean, how do we bring out the best in each other if we're competing with each other, if we're trying to knock each other down? You can't bring out the best. We're a team. You can't have a basketball team with one guy wanting to be a star and get the ball and doesn't pass it around. No, that's not, you don't win championships. You may get a lot of good percentage and points, but your team's not gonna win. It's a team effort.
Okay, so now the flip side of my question.
Well, that's easy because I worked with one person that was he was such an asshole, and I have to use the word. I apologize for the term, but he was and his name is Steven Seagal. And I was doing this movie. It was an Air Force movie, and even on the first day of rehearsal, he comes in. He goes, "I'm in command. What I say is law." And I was like, because I thought he was kidding. I mean, who talks like that? We're in rehearsal. And he elbowed me so hard. And he's a big dude. He's 6'5" and a black belt and a keto. He knocked all the air out of me against a brick wall. I was sliding. I was like, why?
Wow.
And then I couldn't wait for his movie death. I know it was a fake death, but I couldn't wait for it. I was there. I was the first guy on the set at 5 a.m. waiting for him. Like, when is he going to die? Is it time yet?
Oh my God. Wow. Huh.
That
You
happens.
probably weren't the only one on the set.
No, I'm not. He's had a lot of fights with stuntmen and all kinds of, yeah, he's not a good person.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yes. Well, let's drink that away.
Let's drink to that. Hey. Well, let's not drink to a bad person, but let's drink to being able to survive.
Overcoming people like that. Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm sure you encounter all kinds of people in our lives, in our paths in life. Good people and bad people. And, we steer towards the good ones. That's the ones you want to be with.
Totally. And that's what, at this point of my life, I have a whole lot more control about the people who are in my world than I did when I was first starting my career. I practiced law as a young girl, and in those days there were no women practicing, and it was.
You're a pioneer.
I mean, it was tough, and I don't know that any of you are watching out there, but if you are, you know who I'm talking about, and it's not been fun. It was not fun, but anyway. But things pass on.
Yeah.
And there's wine.
We overcome, and then wine to celebrate those overcoming.
So I think let's open it up for some questions for.
Sure. Should we go to the next bottle?
Oh yeah, and then we'll go to the next
cabs.
bottle. But let's go. Now this is from Megan Farrell, and it says, "John, will you have another stand-up?"
Interesting. I shot in a different version of Latin History for Morons that's a little more historic, and Netflix is going to allow me to recut my show that won a Tony Award on Broadway, and I'm going to add all this other extra history and information that I wanted to add but didn't have the courage on Broadway, but I was able to put it on in tour. So that's going to be different. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting.
And no one, HBO's never allowed me to recut my specials. Once they're done, they're done. But this Netflix has been pretty beautiful and generous to us artists.
Well, awesome about that. Oh, that is going to be really fun. I didn't see your play. I mean, I've heard about it, but.
Oh, you'll dig it. It's very informative. I mean, it's funny, but it's informative.
Very, very cool. Okay, on to the next one. Let's do we're going to do a Cabernet. All right. And this is the Cabernet that we're going to do. It's called North End. And I'm going to pass this bottle over to you.
Pass it over. The magic.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready. All right.
Pours nice.
And to see the color. See, you can tell the color. See how the color is so dense.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is a really, this is characteristic, and particularly when you've had a Pinot Noir just before it, it shows. A Cabernet is always going to be richer in color, darker, you know. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, I can smell it. It's a little more buttery.
yeah. It has it has a, you know, it smells smooth. You know,
Hmm.
it's not sharp in the nose.
No, not fruity either. Not fruity.
No, I get a little bit of cassis, but that's sort of subtle. I get a lot of sort
Oh
of baking
yeah, you know when
spice.
you said cassis, I got that. But you know
Oh,
that we don't have Corona because we don't haven't lost our sense of smell.
I know. By the way, have you seen there's a video that went viral of a woman who's saying this is the test that she prefers about to see if she's got coronavirus, and it's all about what she does when she tastes the wine, and it's very
Oh
cute.
wow.
It's, yeah, it was really good.
This should be like the test they have it everywhere. Like can you smell this wine? Okay, you can't
Yeah,
come in.
right.
You got Corona.
Or give me a descriptor. Yeah. Okay, so flavors. Let's try the taste and see what you think.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice
It's
sipping
bigger.
wine. Yeah.
It's big. That's
Mm-hmm.
one of the things, you know, that I mean, when you're in London and everybody in Europe, they think so much in terms of French wines as sort of a base point, and they analyze from that point on. But for me, I mean, I love French wines, but for a Cabernet to be able to have a cab that's like full-bodied and
It's
rich and
beautiful. It's
fruit
beautiful.
flavors. I mean, honestly, the French can't do this. They just don't have the climate.
Forget the French. Salope bordel dégueulasse.
Yeah.
Le pain américain.
Okay. Très élégant. Okay.
Ah,
So,
formidable. Très, très bon, c'est ça. Ah, j'aime beaucoup, là, là, là.
yes, I'd like to say it's formidable. But
Formidable.
anyway,
En plus.
it's good. Huh?
Oh, it's real good. It's real good. This is the kind of wine that I like. Like when I'm hanging out with my homies and we're all like thinking we're philosophers and we got the knowledge of the universe and we're sharing, you know. And you like to sip your wine and you know, and everybody gets a chance to pontificate. Yeah.
This is the kind of, yeah, you just sort of sit back and you could sip on
Right,
this,
right.
you
A
know.
little cigar, a little something. Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually you had mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger earlier. I got this image of Arnold Schwarzenegger sitting back with a glass of this and with his
I did a
cigar.
movie with him. I had so much fun with that guy.
Did
He
you really?
is a blast. It was called Collateral Damage. The movie was terrible. It's not my fault. No Arnold's. but he was so fun, man. What a fun dude. Always joking. He was always cracking jokes. He's such a funny guy.
Yeah. Well, I have lived in Austria, and he's very well known and very famous and highly regarded there. He's such a star. So
He's a blast.
let me just say one thing about this wine that I didn't say yet, and that's in particular to those of you who are watching us. This is a wine that is really only available to our club members. And so I hope you, if you are a club member, and I hope you enjoy it and know that there's not that much of it. And for those of you who, thank you very much.
No, it's my favorite. I love it. It's really, really good.
Thanks. So, and you can join our club online. So let's take another question. What do we have? Okay. So Nicole Claveau, how was working with Patrick Swayze on TWF? Such a fantastic
To Wong
film.
Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar with Wesley Snipes. The director, Biban Kidron, lives here in London, and I'm trying to meet up with her. She's a politician now. She was the director of this film that I did with Patrick. Rest in peace, Patrick Swayze. Patrick was an interesting character. He was very mystical and philosophical. He would bring up crystals, and he liked to do like have us all sit in a circle and say our best wishes for the movie. He did a lot of sort of unifying kind of exercises. That was the kind of person he was.
Oh, I love that. By the way, speaking of movies, we haven't spoken about your latest movie, Critical Thinking. which is
Oh,
so wonderful. Talk a bit about that.
thank you, thank you. It was a passion project of mine, based on a true story of 5 Latin and Black kids from one of the toughest neighborhoods in Miami, um, called Overtown. And in 1998, they became United States chess champions. And the teacher then continued to have 5 national championships after that. This Mario Martinez, he was a force of nature. And the beautiful thing about this man was that he believed in the best of these kids, the best that they could be, and he never believed that they couldn't make it. And he inspired them and taught them book knowledge because they all had the gift. They were like ghetto nerds. They were gifted. They just needed the book knowledge to get them to be champions, and he did it. It's a powerful little movie.
It really is powerful. It's also tough. It's it's tough to watch, and it's a joy to watch at the same time, which is
I agree. I agree. I mean, when I was doing it, the neighborhood. I mean, when we shot in the real Overtown, was a very tough neighborhood. I mean, we were taken out of one location at gunpoint, and there was real shootings while we were filming. It's a really tough neighborhood, and for these kids to be born there and be gifted and for nobody to recognize it is sad. But when this teacher, Mary Martinez, that's why I love teachers. Mentors to me are so important because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for great teachers and great mentors. So that's why I that movie was particularly special to me.
Yeah, I thought when I saw the film, I thought that you I know it's a true story, but I thought you would have had to have invented that because you would have loved playing that part so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. I've always
Yeah.
dreamed of a part like that. The guy who imparts wisdom to kids and nurtures them. Yeah, yeah. Because those are the people I respected growing up.
Yeah. Well, you also do some pretty bad guys too. you know.
Those are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are the best roles. Those are always the best roles.
So
No doubt, no doubt.
John, it's been so wonderful having you on, and I just before you leave, I just want to give you a chance to say anything to our viewers. Any last thoughts before you take off?
Well,
And
I
probably
think
go to bed because you're there.
I agree.
It's so
I agree with you.
late.
Thank you for having me. What a pleasure. I mean, this wine is spectacular. I mean, I had no idea. I'm not a wine connoisseur, but I have had some great bottles in my time, and these are great bottles.
Thank you.
I
Well,
just want to tell everybody to be positive. I think we're in a new era. I think we have a chance to do some great things. All COVID, we're going to get past this. We got past the last 4 years of 45, and I think great things are in our future. I mean, America has always been a country that's been aspiring, and we have to continue to aspire because that's the only way we can be great.
beautifully said. John, stay safe, and thank you
Stay
so much
safe
for
and healthy
coming
for
on.
me. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Keep
See you
doing
when
what
you
you
come
do.
home.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Is John Leguizamo just the most interesting person and so multifaceted? He can make you laugh like no one on his stand-ups, and I hope you can see it. I'm very excited to see that he's going to be able to have a Netflix redo of his Broadway show. So to you all, thank you for joining. We've got lots of wonderful shows coming up on our happy hours, so I hope to see you back very soon. We're here every week, and in the meantime, stay healthy and sip up.